Welcome to Molly Mish. We're an American family of 5 traveling around the world by land since 2008. After nearly a month of traveling along the Atlantic coast of Ireland, we have made it to the northernmost county of Donegal. With just a few days left before crossing the border into the United Kingdom, we have once again hit a string of good weather days and we plan to enjoy all of it. Join us as we make our way up to the top of Ireland at the end of the Wild Atlantic Way. Yesterday, we made a impromptu move to come to this spot because, it wasn't that great at the spot we were at for surfing anyways. So at the surf shop, I was talking to the owner of the shop who also owns the surf school there. Talked about the spot right here. It's not on any of the camping apps that we've seen. So there's hardly anybody here. There was a couple of surfers that came, and last night a UK couple came and parked behind us, and then they just left maybe half an hour ago. But this is supposed to be one of the bigger spots. It's more exposed, it's west facing, versus the spot that we were at yesterday was like northwest facing, and it can get good, just not with this swell direction. But this place is more exposed, so it's more susceptible to wind. However, we haven't had really any strong winds in the last couple of weeks, which has been really good, because before that, we were blown away by a lot of, literally blown away and figuratively at places like Cliffs of Moher and Cliffs of Kerry. Beautiful scenery, just strong winds. But that's all kind of subsided since we started surfing. When we entered into County Sligo. First at East Key, there was a little bit of wind there and then kind of went away the next day. There's some good sized swell coming in. It's not that good of a wave to ride because it closes out. And if you go on the shoulder, as you can tell, I don't know if you can see that, like right here, all those exposed rocks, it's like that all the way out. So this is high tide. We're pretty much at the highest tide of the day right now. And when it's low tide, all of this is exposed and it's just big rocks like this all the way out. So that wave is crashing onto rocks, maybe like a foot or two under the surface. So you can't really catch it where it breaks, at least at this size anyways. There's been a couple guys out and I haven't really seen them catch any good waves. So it feels to me like we're done with surfing. At least for now in Ireland. We're gonna make our way to the northernmost point probably today, Malin Head. We'll go top off on water, empty our tanks, and try to make our way up to Malin Head, which is the northernmost point. Possibly spend the night out there in Malin Head, and then after that we'll be crossing into Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom, and start exploring what we can of the UK, starting with Northern Ireland, Scotland, and then make our way down to Wales and England. But before that, we will go to Belfast for a couple of days because Mila's birthday is coming up. Mila's birthday is September 3rd, and I think it is maybe Thursday or Friday of this week. So we've booked a place in Belfast where they can do like zip lines and rope courses and stuff like that, like adventure course. This place in Belfast that we're gonna go to, Colin Glen or something like that. That looks like a good looking wave, but it's breaking right onto rocks, unfortunately. On the set wave, this place can look pretty good, but it's just not good enough for me to deal with a week of wetsuit inside the van. It really is you know, one of the big downsides. They're loving it here. There's hardly any people. But there's not that many tall grasses to hide in. There's a little bit over there, but they just still like exploring. They'll probably be ready to leave. They'll be ready to leave in a second. We're just about packed up. Oh yeah. Heated up some water on the stove. Do a quick little bucket shower before we get out of here. So I think we're at the lowest battery percentage we've had since we installed this battery. Aside from when actually maybe we've been down in the 50s once. We're at 55%. We've used 127 amp hours. I think we've been down in the 50s one or two other times before. At least one other time before. This is not counting the test, which when I first built this battery, I did a capacity test and drained it down to 0. But since then, we've been consistently on a daily basis down to about high 60s, low 70s percentile, depending on if we run the fans at night or not. Sometimes we'll wake up in the low 80s if we don't run the fans overnight. But today we're at 55%, which is pretty low. We're still well within a safe range though, because these lithium batteries, you can go down to 10-20% without any harm. But 55% is the lowest we've been because we have these overcast weathers. And also, we've had these overcast weathers, you know, before in the last 5+ weeks since we've been here, but we've driven a lot more than we have these last 7 or 8 days. These last 7 or 8 days, we've done like 20-30 mile drives, and some days I forget to turn on the DC to DC charger, so I get no charge from driving at all. So that's why we're down at such low numbers. But it's good though, because we know that we can endure these overcast and rainy days. But today we should charge up. Today we're gonna probably drive for a good 2.5-3 hours altogether. We'll make a couple of stops. We'll stop to empty our toilet right now at this next town, and then we're gonna stop to fill up our water. By the way, this house over here on the left is Marlene's favorite house of Ireland so far.
I'm gonna take a picture of it from the outside.
Okay.
You think that's creepy?
Nobody's here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they have some Adirondack chairs, which I think they call them something else in Europe. I'll show you guys what her favorite house looks like right here. That's the one. And also, not only is it the cutest house in Ireland by Marlene standards, it also has this view right here outside our window, if you can see that. Yeah, these houses are like on these little roads, and they're pretty scattered across these countrysides, so it's got to be really difficult for things like mail service or trash service, which is why I think there's so many public trash cans around. That's one of the things we've noticed, that it's really difficult to throw trash out around here. Everybody's trash cans are just small with a little tiny opening, and there's very few of them, even at the public spaces like beaches, gas stations, grocery stores. And I don't know how they get rid of all their trash. Maybe there's not that many people. And even the people that we talked to, the guy from Santa Barbara that we met that lives in Northern Ireland now, he has a holiday home out here, and he says, yeah, he basically pays per bag of trash. So they end up doing a lot of trash burns in burn barrels, kind of like back in the day. So maybe that's what a lot of people do. You throw away the things that you can't burn, and then you burn the rest. Alright, so we made it to Letterkenny. We're at Burrito Loco. Caught them during their lunch special, Monday through Friday. Everybody get drinks? Mm-hmm. You get a drink and a burrito for $5.50. So everybody got drinks and burritos. Carnitas, Chipotle style. Let's see how it is. How is it? Good? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Chipotle style. This is cheaper than Chipotle. Mm-hmm. By a lot. I think Chipotle Carnitas is expensive now. No, we should stay here just to eat here again. And the burrito lady had quite the burrito rolling technique. Mm-hmm. It was very impressive. She does like this thing multiple times to get all the ingredients like centered, and then she folds it like she's folding a polo shirt at the Gap.
Very uniform.
Yeah. If you guys come to Letterkenny, go to Burrito Loco. Right up there is as far as you can drive in Ireland. This is called Malin Head. It's pretty touristy. It's pretty busy, as you would imagine. People like to drive up to the end of roads. And that's where we are. We went from all the way down in the south. The farthest south we went is the little town of Baltimore. And now we're at Malin Head. From here, we've completed the entire Wild Atlantic Way from Kinsale all the way to Malin Head. It is roughly 2,500 kilometers if you follow the entire way, but it's actually impossible to just drive it straight, because some places you go down a road and it's like north and south. You know, you have to go kind of backtrack to see some of these places. But we've done a lot of it. We've probably done at least 1,000 miles worth of it. Maybe 12 to 1,500 miles. Maybe not exactly 1,500, but close. At least 1,000. So yeah, we're gonna go walk the rest of the way. It's a little too busy for us to drive up there. It's a really small parking lot up at the very top. Fits maybe 2 cars. So there's a small parking lot over here with a bathroom, and then people just kind of park along the road here and then walk the rest. And then there's some trails, I think, that can take you out even further to the end. So I'm gonna get the kids ready, hike out there. You want to do the walk that's called Hell's Hole?
Okay.
We'll just go a little bit, see how far we want to go. There's a lighthouse on the island over there.
That's northernmost post.
That could be the northernmost part of Ireland, but this is the northernmost part of the main island. It's definitely less windy than Loop Head when we were there. I don't think we would have tried to do this if it was as windy as that. But the weather actually is really, really nice right now. Well, pretty much this is it. Can't really go much further. I can't get over to see the IR80 sign because, well, I could. There's a hole in the chain link. I'm not gonna go because this is private property on somebody's farm. Malin Head, northernmost point of Ireland. It's been great. We're gonna be heading out of here in a few hours potentially. We might leave today, if not tomorrow morning. But really amazing place, guys. If you get a chance to visit Ireland the way we have, you should definitely do it. And even if you don't, even if you just got a few days, or maybe a week, take a look at all of our videos, and you know, there's some good spots for you guys to check out among the places that we've been.
Yeah, well, I almost died. Happy too.
Well, before we go back to the car, we decided we're gonna go walk over to the end of this path, see what it is. I think it's what's called Hell's Hole, which I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's blowholes, but there's not a bunch of storm surge right now, so maybe it's not gonna blow. So Malin Head being the last sort of landmark place we wanted to visit in Ireland, it is also the last place in Ireland we're visiting that was used in the filming of The Last Jedi. There's the scene where Rey lands the Millennium Falcon on Ahch-To Island. You can see the Falcon landing and she's walking away from it. That's shot somewhere on Malin Head, somewhere around here. Not here specifically, but in the region. Not exactly sure where it is. Probably on somebody's private property on a farm. And yeah, they built the whole Millennium Falcon right there in place. That was a practical effect. That was not a CGI Millennium Falcon. Pretty impressive. But of course, it's not there anymore. It was just built for the filming of The Last Jedi and then torn down. Aren't you glad we went ahead of them so we don't have to stand and wait? We can just sit down.
I'm just glad I get to sit down here.
Aren't you glad we can take a break?
Yeah.
Now they're the ones walking. Because they were lazy.
She just got a special hike with just mommy and daddy.
Oh, it's
And
like
then
you're
they
the only child.
And then they ruined it.
I don't want to be the only child.
Well, right now, for another 30 seconds, you are. People have a lot of time on their hands.
Somebody made a dog. Look.
Oh, so we're thinking this is it, huh? This is Hell's Hole. Look for Hell's Hole. You might find some unsavory stuff.
Stop it. Oh, yeah, then oh, yeah.
Look at the scenery, though. Somebody's house right there? Huh? I have all this land right here on Malin Head. I'm guessing it's usually much windier than this. We can definitely go further. There's some more land right there that we can go hike onto, but I'm not sure there's much more to see. As far as special features go, special land features, this might be it. I'm gonna walk over here and see what I can find. Well, there's this. That's worth walking out here for. You need to scale down, rappel down with the rope.
Cannonball into the water. Yeah.
Ooh.
Pencil into the
You
water.
just bounce against the rocks.
Pencil into belly the water. Flop.
Pencil dive into the water?
No, belly
No,
flop.
just pencil.
Break your legs.
Only pencil. No, belly flop.
Okay, belly flop.
Because there won't be any pain involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're just maybe about 3 miles away from Malin Head on the west side of the head. And I was given these coordinates by somebody we met. I have it marked on my map. They told me to go down this dirt road next to a bunch of these holiday mobile homes. And at the end, I will find a patch of grass, a patch of tall grass that I can camp at. And they were right. We're camped right there. This is going to be our last overnight spot on the Republic of Ireland side of Ireland. Tomorrow we will head across to Londonderry and Londonderry in Northern Ireland. We haven't decided if we're going to go down, drive around the lagoon or drive around the inlet or not, or if we're gonna, there's actually just over here on the east end of Malin Head, there's actually a small ferry that you can take across the north end without having to go all the way down and around. So we'll check that out. Maybe we'll go that way. Not sure. It's if it's not too expensive, I think it's only like maybe 5, 10, 15 euros to get across. That'll take us from Ireland to Northern Ireland. So technically that's an international ferry crossing, but there's no hard borders. In fact, I think there are no border checks at all. So, but it does make a difference to us though, because our SIM cards don't work. We'll be in the UK, so our Croatian SIM cards, we got to look into more details. It used to work when Croatia and UK were both in the EU, and now UK is not. So legally, our Croatia SIM card doesn't have to roam. And obviously our Republic of Ireland SIM card won't work over there either because it's for Ireland only. And I think also only works roaming in the EU. So when we get over there, we got to make sure that our SIM cards are turned off, at least our Croatia ones, so we don't get dinged roaming charges. Marlene's phone just suddenly connected to a UK cell tower for some reason. We know it because every time that happens, when it changes from one country to another country's cell tower, we get a text. So she got a text that says welcome to UK, even though we never went to the UK. But you know, that doesn't matter. It matters what your phone's connected to. So we will try to find a place to get a SIM card, local SIM card in the UK, so we won't have any problems getting dinged roaming charges. But what a beautiful night. What a beautiful way to end our stays in Ireland. This place is pretty stunning. Look at this. Amazing weather too. I mean, we're talking the end of August now, so getting really close to fall. In September, October, you know, anything can happen weather-wise around here. Europe, as you guys know, is pretty far north compared to North America, compared to America. I mean, Canada is far north for us, but most of what we've been, anything north of Paris basically, is latitude-wise in the Great White North Territory. To have this amazing weather right now is it's not what I expected. Couldn't have asked for more. Such nice people, good food, crazy roads, narrow roads. Speaking of which, on the way here, you know, another Irish car. I don't know, I think it was from a guy from Northern Ireland. 3 cars full of people in their 20s or 30s, from what I can tell, just zipping around the corner on this narrow road. I had to slam on my brakes and he swerved out of the way. Close calls, man. Don't like having that. But that is one thing you got to look out for when you're traveling around Europe in a camper van. Narrow roads with no shoulders. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this. Nice to have you guys along. We'll see you guys tomorrow as we head into Northern Ireland.
Bye.